Hey everybody, my name is Jake Ranis, and I wanted to give you a quick tour of my advanced Blackletter Procreate brush set available on Creative Market as well as jakeranis.com. So before we get writing, I actually want to show you the guide brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide this layer here, start a new layer. And the thing with guide brushes, the thing about calligraphy is, especially with blackletter calligraphy, is its uniformity. So having guidelines to help reinforce that uniformity is really important. So I'm going to select my line guides brush here. And when I draw this, it's actually going to paint lines for me. Now these are done in a 2:4:2 ratio, and what that means is that from the ascender to the X height is 2 units, the X height to the baseline is 2 units, and then from the baseline to the descender is 2 units. And then there are also 4 spaces apart between each line. And that's nice, but maybe if I want to bring the size down a little bit, I can adjust the scale in the grain section of the line guides brush, and that will give me much smaller guides, which is nice. But I'm actually going to go a little bit higher, so I'm going to bump this up a little bit again. Maybe do 65, 68. Yeah, that's good. And then we can explore the brushes. I'm going to bump the opacity of this layer down a little bit so they're a little bit screened back, and then I am going to create a new layer for my brushes. Now going into the brush section, you'll notice that there's a whole lot of brushes in this advanced set. And that's because although there are 5 varieties, each brush comes with 3 different angles. So there is a 35-degree angle, a 40-degree angle, and a 45-degree angle for each brush. And I did this on purpose because every other brush set that I've purchased for blackletter on the market right now only comes in, I think it's like 45 degrees. And I just found this to be limiting. In my analog blackletter work, I like to have more flexibility in my angle, and that's easy to do with your hand, but it's not so easy to do with a Apple Pencil. So every single brush in my sets will come in 3 different angles, and you can use whichever angle or whatever variety of angles you choose that suits your work the best. So in selecting my my regular brush, you notice that I get a nice crisp line. Maybe I want to shrink this down a little bit to fit my guidelines. Hello, and there you have it. So that's the regular brush. I also have a center scroll brush. The center scroll brush is a lot like old school automatic pens. If you're familiar with those, they are a line with the line cut out of them. And then there's also left and right scrolls, and those have an offset in the stroke. And then there's also one on the right. And then I also did a linear scroll, and a linear scroll is 5 lines that are parallel to each other. And those can create very nice ribbon effects. So there you have it. If you're a blackletter artist, I'm confident that you'll get a lot of mileage out of these brushes. And if you're interested in taking it even further, I also have a pro set available on Creative Market as well as jakeranis.com.